Your Town Matters is funded by the Government of Canada through the Local Journalism Initiative and supported by Cactus Media, Canada's independent community television association.
I'm Nathalie Sturgeon. Welcome to Your Town Matters. On this special edition, we're going to take a look at the big moments for 2025 in Eastern Charlotte. My guest today is Eastern Charlotte Mayor John Craig. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, and Happy New Year. I don't know when this is going to get aired, but Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody out there.
Same to you. I'm going to let you tell me what you felt were the big moments this year that have happened through St. George, Black's Harbour, Beaver Harbour, the areas that Eastern Charlotte.
Yeah, since amalgamation is such a huge area, and there's different things going on in different areas, and it's exciting. I get out to all the different areas and try to see everybody. I make sure I'm accessible. When I go out to all these areas and talk to people, whether it's birthday parties, anniversaries, or just church services, it gives them accessibility to me, and because a lot of these areas aren't used to having a mayor and council. So I never want people to feel that they don't have a mayor, and I just sit in the office. I don't do that. People know that I try to get out and give them a chance. It gives them a reason, gives them a better reason to be able to come up and talk to me, because they're very uncomfortable if they have to come to my office. So I'd rather go to where they are. So it's a big area, and this past year we were able to build a nice pavilion in the Riverside Park, which is beautiful. It's getting used a lot. I think a lot of people were surprised how nice it ended up being, and it's getting used a lot. It's got lights on it, and
there's a night market now, isn't there?
A night market in there, and we have to remember there's a nice little area where they can sing and that sort of thing too, and then the pavilion. It's got the whole Riverside Park. It's an area which we're going to continue on and expand on and try to make it more beautiful. But right now we've got a really good start on it this year, and I expect it to be used a lot, and maybe for weddings and receptions, birthday parties, anniversaries, graduation parties. I can see a lot of that happening there right by the river. It's a beautiful spot, and so we're quite proud of that this year to get that done. We did a lot of paving this year too in the St. George area, and some in Black's Harbour as well too. So we're quite glad to get that done this year. Paving is always a must, and it's not easy because when you do certain streets, we can't do them all at once. But you have to pick and choose which ones get used the most and which ones are in the worst shape. So that's always a decision by council, which ones we have to do first, and so it's not easy. I know some people say, "Well, you didn't do mine, you do this," but it's always comes down to money and stretch it out as much as we can to try to get the worst ones done as possible. Like in Black's Harbour, we did the hospital street, which was falling apart, but the reason we did that is because everybody in Eastern Charlotte uses that. So because they come down to blood work, or the seniors building in there too. The people come in and see their family and friends and stuff like that too. So we want that street to be done. We did a lot of paving around the arena this past year and stuff like that too. So that's because everybody uses it. Eastern Charlotte owns that building, and we want to make sure that we keep that up every year, because the arena to us is very important. It's a great economic spinoff for Eastern Charlotte, because if you look at events that happen at that building, the restaurants are always busy, the retail is busy, the motels, hotels, all in the area. You go around, like especially this time of year in the wintertime, you go on a Saturday when there's a hockey tournament going on. Look at all the cars in the restaurants and stuff like that. That's, to me, I'm so happy when I see that, because these businesses need help in the wintertime. It's a slow time of year, and they can get a little boost in sales just because our recreation center is bringing people in. That's a bonus, and that's beautiful. That's not. I mean, on top of that, you get the bonus of people actually having recreation, and it's good health and good mental health too as well. Having that. So those are a few things things from this past year. I'm sure there's probably a few things that you want to bring up. There's been a lot of anniversaries, like for example, we had. I was going to. I can't think. You're going to have to edit this. We had Vance's Auto Supply had their 50th. Vance's Auto Supply this year had their 50th, but Vance's Garage had their 71st year in St. George too. So those are big monumental for the Vance family to have those big anniversaries this year. So we were very happy about that as well too. What's going on in our area. So yeah. So.
I will give you a shout out because you have my favorite grocery store, which is the Asian grocery store in St. George.
Yes.
I love to visit there. They have all the things that I would get in the city that I can't get here in St. Andrews. I do want to go to Black's.
And the Chinese place moved across the road from where they were before, and they've opened up business on their home property, so it's all worked out well. And the dollar store in the St. George area is expanding. They're getting bigger and better. So businesses are getting. Yeah. We're in one of those positions that is good news, is because we have to get more water and sewage in and Area 56 coming in St. George, because businesses want to expand and want to get, so that's a good problem. We have to get all this stuff in as soon as we can. We got to get more housing in. That's the thing this year was the housing. We're a little bit discouraged in that. The housing has been slow starting and trying to get housing. We put money in the budget every year, $200,000 each year for incentives to help build, to help for developers to come in and build these. And so we've been kind of discouraged. That hasn't been pushing going off as fast as it can. But we did hire somebody basically for a sort of economic development person this year to kind of push these projects ahead. And probably about 20 minutes ago, before I came in here, I got a phone call from the gentleman who's in charge of the 260 building in Blacks Harbor. That's going ahead as of today. They're probably in January. They'll start on the inside of the building. And I said, "Was it going to be February, March when they start?" "Oh no, it's going to be before that." He said, "Probably in January. We're going to have people in there, and we're going to get that building done right away." So that's good news. So we want that's where we put some money into it too. We wanted that to be developed. Yeah, the more housing we get, the better.
Exactly. I think that's a problem everywhere, not unique to Eastern.
That's good news for Blacks Harbor. Blacks Harbor needs a boost in housing, and you have to remember Blacks Harbor has a lot of employment down there too. People don't realize that you got the Connors Brothers. They have probably 400 or 500 people. The Cannon Cover Shop down there. We also have Cook's head office down there, and plus they have probably a couple other office buildings down there. The hospitals down there as well too. So there's a lot of people employed in there. So we have a lot of employment just in the Blacks Harbor area. So it'd be great to have more housing in Blacks Harbor, so people don't have to travel out. They may be able to live right in Blacks Harbor.
Yeah. I wanted to go to Blacks Harbor actually as part of my next question about the water supply.
Yes.
I know this has been something the council has been working on, has been met with frustration because they feel like it's not moving fast enough. Yeah. And back in June, some of the residents kind of laid out what they were feeling. Yeah. So Englobe came back and kind of gave you a wholesome presentation. I know that you weren't at that meeting, but do you feel like things have progressed enough so far that you feel comfortable that things are moving? I
believe so, yes. And I know it's frustrating for the people of Blacks Harbor, 100%. I live there, so I'm glad I live there because I get it too. Sometimes the water, where you see it first in the day is in the flash. It's like a tea color sometimes, and so it's safe. I mean, but I see the frustration there. But it is moving ahead, and Englobe is doing a good job, and they're working closely with different stakeholders in this as well too. But things are moving ahead, and believe me, it is the number one priority of this council. There's nothing else other than the Blacks Harbor water. Everything that's first, and everything else is second, third, fourth. Right down. I can tell you that right now. The Blacks Harbor, the Eastern Charlotte Council believes this to be the top priority because it's gone on too long. It's gone through like this. This is not something that this council is. This has been going on for other councils in the past. So finally, we got it to the point now. It's moving ahead, and it's moving ahead pretty fast. If they can get the numbers so that the transmission line. The transmission line is, we know that's got to be replaced. If they can get those figures to us as soon as possible, we can start the process of going to get the money for that from the province and the federal government. That's where we're at, kind of with that. They're doing the final study of that. The province is not going to get money until they have these studies, and that's simple as that. I could go up to the province and say we need money for the transmission line. Well, they have to do a study to know exactly what type of pipes, what size pipes, and where it's going to go. And there's a whole study that has to be done, and once that's done, they'll price it up, and then away we go. So, but it is happening, believe me.
Yeah, the wheels of government.
I know people don't see it. There's sometimes things going on in the background, but it is moving ahead. And,
yeah,
absolutely.
Well, that was my next question, because when I was listening to the presentation, I had to listen to it a few times to kind of understand what he was saying with the manganese and the iron and the chlorine. Do you think that the public fully understands how much progress has been made since, that June meeting where kind of things came to a head?
Really, I'll say I don't really think they do, and I think that's where the frustration lays. I know we've had them in like. This last meeting would have been the second time that they've done a full report, and I think what they're trying to do next is, and the council's going to work on this over Christmas into January. We're going to form a separate committee, and this committee, I don't know the parameters of this committee, so I don't want to say too much at this point. But this council wants a separate committee, I guess it would be sort of a communication committee where they can communicate what's going on better to the public and let people know and try to get the information out there. I think it's more unlikely what the committee will end up being. But I'll let council make that final decision.
And there's legal aspects of this as well that are quite complicated. I think you explained it to me a few shows ago that we did, but there is legal aspects as well that are involved in this process that you can't just jump to kind of fix the problem.
No. I mean, we have to remember that right now they're doing a test wells, trying to find a test place. You have to go onto people's properties too, and that's not, you just don't go onto people's property without their permission. And until you get that permission and they sign off on it, they can't go and do a test well. So that's part of the, kind of slowed things down a little bit too, trying to get that done as well. And so, but things are moving ahead, and I'm quite confident in this council. But saying that, I can say I'm confident, but we have to stay on top of it, and we have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing to make sure this gets done. It is, like I said, the number one priority of this council.
I'm going to turn to childcare in Eastern Charlotte. This is also another priority that you've had. I know Councillor Didarakis talks about it a lot. Where are we with the childcare situation?
Childcare right at the moment, and when this gets shown, things could change. But at this very moment, we're before Christmas here. And we're waiting for the exact drawings to come in so we can put it out to the ones who might do the buildings, give them a chance to bid on it. So we got to see what the final prices are going to be, and that's kind of where it is at the moment. We have to find out we're waiting for the last design so we can send it off so they can bid on it. So that's what, once we know what the price is going to be, we can go from there. We're frustrated with the amount that we have to pay. It wasn't what we thought it was going to be, the breakdown of it, but we're still moving ahead. We still think it's important, and council is going to still keep pushing for this. It's important to the area. Childcare is very important, because if you don't have a place for your children to go to, you end up moving away and moving to a place where there is childcare, because you can't go to work unless you have childcare. You can't, so it's something we have to have. It's not. If people have to remember this, it's not a municipal thing for us to be doing. It's not our jurisdiction. It's more of a federal thing. Federal government's giving money to the province. The province is giving money, are the ones who are doling out the money to this. But it's not our mandate. Childcare is. But saying that, council does feel it's important, so we're trying to become partners in this and making sure it moves ahead. How much money, council is still deciding how much money we're going to put into it, but we are supplying the land, we're supplying, the water and sewage for this. So all that, we're definitely going to be a partner in it. It's just a matter of how much dollars we have to do and how much money they can raise too. The YMCA is involved, and they think they can be able to raise money as well too, but we have to see what the final price comes in at.
Yeah, I mean, municipalities are wading into lots of things that aren't their
there's a lot.
direct mandate because
Yeah.
they kind of have to.
Yeah, things are getting downloaded to the lower levels, and once you download too much, then the things that we are mandated to do, is, whether it's fire and policing and garbage, and then plus your roads and all that stuff inside the St. George and Black Cyber, those are all things that we have to stay on top of. Those are the important things, and so the more money we put towards childcare, there's something not getting done somewhere else. So we have to be careful. We want it to be done, but we still need a new fire hall. We need probably new municipal building since amalgamation. We've grown so far that we need new buildings as well too.
And the YMCA has been very successful in Eastern Charlotte.
Very much so,
I know
yeah.
they're kind of stationed at the Eastern Charlotte Recreational Complex.
Yeah.
And they've seen a sharp increase in the number of people participating
Yes.
in their programming. I mean, what does it mean to you to have them as a partner?
It's great to have the YMCA. I'm excited every time. The first on Mondays, I like to see they put a schedule out what they're going to be doing for the week. And she's been expanding. Lisa's been expanding the hours too, trying to get more into the evenings to try to get more of the youth, like the teens and stuff, that sort of thing too, which is important because as you know here in St. Andrews, because I was involved in St. Andrews, we put the youth center over here. You got to have something for the kids to do. You don't have to have anything really structured for the kids to do. You don't have to come in and say, today you're going to make puzzles or whatever. You just have a place for kids to go and hang out and be a safe area, and that's what the YMCA has been trying to do. And I've been talking to Lisa, and she's doing a great job over there. And that's what I envision that building to be used for all the kids of Eastern Charlotte to come there and be a nice, safe spot. And it's getting used a lot. I was in there during a hockey game. Some of the younger kids will go over there to do stuff over there. Well, maybe their older brothers and sisters are playing hockey as well too. So it's a good mix for that building. So yeah, very good.
The last part that I have is my favorite part, which is the budget.
Oh yes.
So what's your expectation for 2026?
Yeah, and I'm not going to get into a lot of the details. The budget is such a big document, but the thing with us is going into it, and I asked council if we can hold the line on taxes, because as you know the problems in New Brunswick has held the line on. Making sure the assessments don't go up, so that they're frozen for this year. So the last thing we can do at a municipal level is put the taxes up. And I'll use this as an example. Like last year, a lot of the areas in our area in Eastern Charlotte, the taxes actually went down. The tax rates went down. But your tax bill actually went up because your assessment went up. Because all of a sudden your house, because next door to your house, somebody's house went for a high price. It drove the assessment up in your high place. So the last couple of years, the taxes actually been dropping. So we're going to hold the line on taxes, and the council is going to voting on that to make sure that we hold the line on taxes, and that's what they've done. And that's the important. People have to know that we are going to live within our means. We're not going to have as much capital money to do as much capital work next year, but we're going to pick and choose what we can do and live within our means, because we know that people are struggling out there. People are having a hard time, and if we can keep the tax rates down. One of the big things we did with Eastern Charlotte too was when we first started, we had like 5 different tax areas. And so we had like Black Cyber and St. George and the outside areas. They had like 3 or 4 different ones. All the outside areas now are all one tax area now too. So right now, like no matter where you live in the outside area, you're all paying the same. Everybody's paying the same amount, which was before there was like 4 or 5 different tax rates. So now it's all fair. It's all equitable across the board. So everybody on the outside areas are paying the same. Black Cyber and St. George is different because they have public works, and we have different things that the outside area, they don't go, the public works don't go on the outside areas, so the Black Cyber and St. George pays for their own product. Black Cyber's a little different too on the garbage as well too, because they have an extra garbage run during the month too, so they pay a little bit higher taxes.
It's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you want to hold it to make sure that people who are struggling financially
That's right.
have some stability, but at the same time, it kind of kneecaps municipalities because you're not going to get as much money, or it's going to stay around the same amount.
Yeah, but that's having a good council, which I do, that knows that we have to live within our means, and I find my council is very, very good at that. When they see something come across the table, well, geez, I don't think we should do that, or I know a cheaper way we can do it. But they're always looking at, not just spending money willy-nilly, and and that's one thing I'll give my council, is that they're very tight-fisted on money. They just don't want to give it away. They're very good at that, and that's what we have to do as a council, and all councils across New Brunswick. We have to be financially prudent and live within our means, so that we don't put the taxes up, and at the same time pick and choose what you can do each year, and still keep things going, for sure.
It's a challenging time for everyone.
It is challenging, but that's what we signed up for to do, and it's exciting to be part of a municipal government. I know that amalgamation has not been easy, especially for our area. Eastern Charlotte has been one of the toughest ones to do, because it took in 2 incorporated areas plus a large area on the outside areas. And that's why I try to get out to all the outside areas, because they're not used to having a mayor and council. So I feel that they should feel that they're part of Eastern Charlotte. That's why I try to get out to all the different areas. You'll see me in Back Bay a lot. You'll see me down in Beaver Harbor, and this weekend for sure I'm going to be in the Bonnie River, Second Falls for Christmas time up there this weekend. Penfield, I'm going to be on TV this weekend. So it's going to be that's what I try to do is get out on the outside areas so that everybody feels part of this. Yeah.
So is it too early to ask you if you'll run again in 2026?
Well, it's not too early. I definitely will be, because I tell you why. Because I feel things still have to be done, and I like to see it through. And then if I do go one more, it will be my last time. But I want this to see some of these projects through. And the number one is, because I live in Black Harbor, is the water, and I want to see that through, and I want to keep seeing that through. I have a great councilor down there, Adam Hatch, who's pushing as hard, and I'm pushing as hard as well too, to making sure that this gets done, because it's very important to the people of Black Harbor and Beaver Harbor. I keep forgetting Beaver Harbor is part of this equation as well too. The reason it's getting done too is because there's water lines running down towards Beaver Harbor from the same lines that those lines all had to be replaced as well too. So it's going to be it's gone on too long, and we've got to get this done. That's the reason I want to stay on to try to get some of these projects done, and the child care building as well too. And the general running of the I love the job, because I'm a people person, as people know. When I left my business, that's one thing I missed the most, was seeing people every day, and people are important, and getting out and talking to them, and don't run away from them. I go to as many dinners as I can, not because of the dinners. Most people will realize I don't eat the dinners because you can't eat and talk. So I try to get around and make sure that people see me. And I've done that from day one, not because there's an election coming up, but because it's important. People have to have access to the mayor and council at all times. So if I'm out there, then it gives them a chance to come and talk to me. And it's like I say, this new government is not easy to run, but it's exciting to be part of it.
I'll leave the final word with you if there's any final thoughts that you have.
No, not really. I just wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and don't take anything for granted in your life. Live for today, and I know that my family, there's been a couple of deaths in our family this year, young people, and so it's not an easy time of year for Christmas and New Year's, but go with your family and enjoy your time with your family at Christmas time. Have a great time, and maybe go to church, and the fellowship of the church helps a lot as well too. So that means a lot too. I've been dropping into the Back Bay Church, the Seaview Gospel down there, and it's a great church down there, and the pastor down there does a really good job, and I think it helps me too. That I can go down there and get back closer to God, I guess, is better, because we all need that.
Yeah.
and this time of year, I know this time of year means a lot. I think people have to. The mental part of it too is not all it's not all happy times. Christmas can be a dark time for people too. So get out to even just to go to a church service and stuff like that, see people and go to a local dinner and that sort of thing too. I just want everybody to be happy and safe and sound over Christmas time.
Well, from everyone here at CHCO, we wish you and the council and all of your families Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we're looking forward to coming back and seeing you in January.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My guest today was Mayor of Eastern Charlotte, John Craig. I'm Nathalie Sturgeon, and thanks for watching Your Town Matters.